good, baby.
What do you think about the Stanley Cup Finals?
I love it. I thought the finals were very interesting, especially the last game. I didn't really have a dog in the fight, so
What's your
anyone
team?
who would have won, I root for whoever helped me last in the charity community. So
Nice.
anyone who helps last has got my vote. But yeah, I thought it was a good game. I like how it's in Florida, how the guys are with the cup jumping in the ocean and kind of rallying around, and a warm weather climate, kind of like here. So it's kind of cool to see, and a
Yeah.
new venue, a new place get it. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's
Do you
cool.
have a favorite player?
I don't. Growing up, it was Timu Solani because I played for the junior Ducks here.
Nice.
So he was always someone that was kind of around the rink. His sons were there, and kind of a
Oh, you
cool
saw him?
person to look up
Nice.
to. Yeah, his kids always played there around my age, so he was always kind of around the rink when we were playing. So that was cool.
Nice.
And you know a lot of the players now too, personally, right?
Yeah, a lot of the players now. So like I said, kind of anyone who's helping out.
Yeah.
Right now, I guess Cale Makar's got my vote since he's part of the book. But yeah, a lot of the players are personal friends of mine, or I've played against or played with, and at various camps or teams and things like that. So it's always cool seeing them on TV and rooting for them when they do well. So that's been cool.
I love it.
Nice.
Well, what's up, guys? Episode 49 of the Spread Good podcast is here today, right now. My name is Brody Nicholas, back at it with Mr. Celebrate Life. We're talking
up?
sports today.
Yep. I love talking sports. Hockey is one of the sports that I don't know very well because I never played it, but I like watching it. I love the Kings, but he likes the Ducks, so we're kind of enemies.
And so today we've got a good friend of ours, philanthropist, author, Jack Ace. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me on and kind of sharing our story. And yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'm
Well,
pumped.
obviously people heard the hockey talk, you knowing the players. Let's run it back and see how you know all these players.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in San Diego. Grew up playing hockey, so kind of a strange way to get into the sport. A lot of my friends were surfing and hanging out and skateboarding and things like that. But yeah, I started playing roller hockey at a young age at the park kind of near my house. And as I grew older and the game grew, we kind of had to leave a little bit. So I grew up playing in San Diego, and then as I got older and the teams got better, I had to move to Anaheim for a little bit, play there. So we're making this drive right next to HQ for a little bit every day.
Yeah.
And then from there, we kind of had to make the decision whether I wanted to move to the East Coast and go to like a prep school, like a boarding school, or kind of play what they call as like junior hockey, which is kind of like a semi-professional way to kind of get you ready for college. And so I chose that route. So I moved away when I was 16. And then went to Wisconsin, kind of middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. So that was a big jump from my San Diego high school of 4,000 kids to a high school of 1,000 kids. So it was all indoors. I was used to walking around schools and things like that. So I made that jump, played 2 years there, and then I ended up going to school in Colorado. So a little bit closer to home, a little vibe that's similar to California, a little more skiing and snowboarding rather than the beach, but cool outdoor kind of vibe. So yeah,
Nice.
I kind of made that jump around all over the place and ended up back here.
Okay. Yeah. Wisconsin though.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
So when you moved, did you live with like another family? Did you have your own apartment?
Yeah, so I moved away and I moved into someone's basement with two other players.
Okay.
And usually your age is 17 to 21 playing there. So I was on the younger side, and there's only three of us in high school. So we were kind of the new kids on the block. Only three of us. We've never been there, didn't really know anyone, and we just got thrown into senior year, which is a little intimidating, not knowing anyone there. But you kind of had the city around you as you got there, and kind of people knew you, and you started playing, and you were kind of like the main sport there, the main team there. So it was cool to get familiar with the rest of the school as you went along with the year. But yeah, it's a strange feeling hopping from your parents' house to someone you don't even know and living with random people in their basement in the middle of winter when it's negative 15 outside. So
Right.
It's a little bit different feeling than what I was used to.
And these people that you're staying with, do their kids play hockey, or
They're just
how do
they just love the team and want to support when they can.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, they're awesome. They're still part of my family. I talk to them,
That's
I
cool.
get them out. So yeah, you definitely have a second family. They're a second mom,
Yeah.
second one. They had a daughter, so I had another sister, and so it's definitely a strange dynamic that people aren't used to, but it was awesome. So I wouldn't trade it for the world, but definitely a
huge.
different experience than other people are used to.
Yeah. Did you ever have anybody live with you?
No,
growing up?
but it just makes me think of Mighty Ducks. Did you like the
Yeah,
movie Mighty
yeah,
Ducks?
yeah. Mighty Ducks is awesome. That's
That was in
definitely a
Minnesota,
staple.
though, right?
Yeah, so they're definitely in the colder climate as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a different lifestyle. But yeah, it
But
was
they
good.
take hockey seriously.
It's very
over
seriously.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very seriously, which is awesome because it's a small town in its own self. But they showed up to every game. It was like sold out every game. They supported us and came through whenever we needed to. So it's kind of cool to see that kind of group camaraderie and the city behind you. So
Nice. And then you went to school in Colorado. Which school?
yeah, so I went to Colorado College.
Okay.
It's a smaller school in Colorado Springs, very small school actually. But it was I enjoyed it. The hockey was great. We're in a very high up division. What we played against a lot of the top teams. So every year we were there, the team that we were playing against ended up winning the national championship.
Oh, wow.
So bummer it wasn't us, but it was awesome to be around those fans and those stadiums and stuff. So it was definitely a cool place to play.
Nice.
And that's how everything started with your charity, right?
Yep, that's exactly how everything started. So it was my junior year, I believe. And in my junior year, I was in a class and they just opened a new children's hospital in Colorado Springs. And the president came in, talked to us, kind of gave their spiel about what her path was in life and kind of how she got to where she was. And afterwards, I just reached out. I'm like, hey, how can I get my team involved? We kind of have some free time. What can we do? And so we ended up going to the hospital and we we went around to all the different kind of kids and handed out signed pucks and sticks. And we were able to hang out in the kind of common area and play little mini hockey sticks. And they knew we were coming. So they made us signs that we could like sign and take pictures with and everything. I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then from then on, I just raised a bunch of money within our sports programs to adopt families for Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then it just kind of snowballed. Then COVID kind of hit, which kind of took a hit, but that kind of threw a new wrinkle in it. That was kind of cool. We did a lot of like Zoom interviews and with the kids at the hospital. And then we got like a bunch of our other pro athlete friends to make little videos of encouragement and send them signed jerseys and things like that. So that's kind of how it all started. And then once COVID was done, we were able to get these kids like kind of VIP awesome experiences. So we got them tickets to games. We got them meet and greets with players. We got them signed gear. They were dropping the puck on the ice. They were going to the field pregame. So it definitely opened up the more we grew and the more people knew about it. And like everyone that's reached out has been amazing. Like every just person I've played with, their friends, their teammates, like sports community is pretty tight knit and niche. So everyone that wants to help out, they just shot me a DM or a text. How can I help out? How can I reach out? So it's definitely something that's spread all over the country. So the past 2 years, I think we've helped over 100 kids in various sports. So it's pretty cool to see just kind of the outreach from everyone and all the support from the whole sports community. So yeah,
That's badass. And how did the name come about?
yeah. I don't really know. I think it's kind of one of those things you start Googling around and find some words. And I just think it kind of speaks because like, I mean, you have the triumph, like triumph is a big word in the sports and kind of being at the top of your game. But it's also in the hospital community. It's like ringing that bell, like you have a sense of like triumph and triumph and things like that. So I think it kind of mixed in that group and the same with together. So I wanted to kind of collaborate the sports community within these kids who don't have the opportunity to play and make them kind of together in a community and kind of a tight knit kind of one team mentality. So yeah,
I love it, man.
But-
Yeah. And
names are tough.
Yeah,
You start
dude.
searching around. Like I've had a lot of weird kind of one-off like t-shirt companies and things like that, but search for names is
Yo,
not
what you gotta
easy.
touch on? Did you know he had a clothing brand?
No.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Clothing company,
Yeah,
and-
shout out. Give it up.
and,
What's it called?
What was it? Beach Haven Clothing. But that was kind of didn't work out well, but it was a
cool,
lot.
though.
It was a lot
Yeah.
to handle. Yeah,
Yeah.
The designs ended up were very cool, but yeah, I did that. I think it was like my sophomore year when I got hurt for a while, and I was just like needed something to pass the time. But yeah, that didn't go over well because my whole base was just like my school and teammates and stuff. And then once they already had a shirt,
Oh,
I was just had a bunch of shirts left over in my dorm room. So yeah,
It's a
that's
struggle.
Yeah,
It's a
college
struggle.
kids don't have much money to
Yeah.
spend too, so it wasn't a great idea. But
Hey, you did it
Yeah.
though.
You did it.
you
It's
live and
all
you
good.
learn. But
That's
Yeah.
cool, man. Well, I met you when you first started Triumph,
mhm,
and you were always super passionate about it. And obviously, the passion's grown. We can see it today.
mhm.
Do you think that helped you with the transition out of collegiate sports?
Yeah, I think it gave me something that it was my senior year. I knew I wasn't going to play like professionally anymore, and I kind of want to continue making an impact. So I'm like, what's that look like? What's that next step? And so I'm still kind of in the sports world. I still got to go to the games. I still got to hang with the players and kind of have that sports mentality that I grew up around, and kind of give that to kids that don't have that experience. And so that's been pretty cool to just share. Sports has taught me so much, and I just think having just be able to share that with these kids who don't have that experience because they've been in the hospital for the past 3 years, and kind of they're only 6 or 7 years old, so that's all they know. And being able to share that, share the big time fans, share the mascot, share the jumbotron, the locker rooms, all the team camaraderie, it's been pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely enjoy kind of the next step that it took.
Yeah, no, we've joined you on a couple of the Ducks games and stuff, and it's cool to see the kids so hyped.
Yeah,
It's really dope. But can I go back to the beginning real quick?
Yeah.
You talked about the first thing that happened was the president of the hospital came in and talked to you. Like, what did she say, or what hit you that you wanted to help?
I just think it was a brand new facility, and so they have a lot of brand new kids, and they were kind of didn't have a lot of partnerships or anything like that, and just them growing and being in our local area. Like I mentioned, like the community is big in any sports town, and they spend their hard-earned money to come watch us. They have kids too. They have these things going on, and I think just giving back to these people who help you out so much and show up to the games. Like our stadium, I think it's at like 8,000 people, 6,000, 8,000 people, and some games are completely sold out. And it's like, you want to give back to these people that support you. So I think that's kind of what the mentality was in that.
Nice. And then, like, I feel like a lot of people will help like one time, maybe a few times, but was there something that happened the first day or maybe the first couple of times that made you say, I want to keep doing this?
Yeah.
Because I know this guy has his story, but
yeah, I think a lot of it is you take 30 seconds out of your day, and it lasts forever for these kids. And so just seeing that, how happy they are, and you're like, all I did was sign something for you. And like, I'm a 22-year-old kid in college. I'm not that good. I don't like, I'm just a normal person, but like being able to like a lot of the times I'd like play rock, paper, scissors and stuff like with kids in warm-ups, like on the glass, or throw a puck over, or like visit the hospital, and just like the joy these kids bring, and like their parents reaching out after. And it's like, that's a cool thing to do. And I know a lot of athletes feel that way. So I try to like bridge that gap and find kids who need the help, and athletes are always willing to help out. And they're like, it'll take them 5 minutes to take your time, take a video for this kid, sign something, meet them, hang out. And for these kids, it lasts forever. So I think that was the biggest purpose of it. And just having people on my team or other friends and teammates kind of reach out and have that same mentality was cool.
yeah, that's cool. And it's cool that you brought it to other people, like your teammates and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like this guy. You guys are very similar, got the same hat on. But
Yeah,
when I first met him and first met you, we knew that you guys were really similar. And I think he helped you out a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
You asked him a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't go to school for any kind of nonprofit work, philanthropy work, nothing. So I graduated with economics and business, and I just kind of took a shot at it. And it's definitely a side thing for a little bit. So I was definitely learning and asking everyone I could. And I was introduced with Brody with a couple of the kids that we've both helped out, and just learning from him, and then reaching out to other charities and how they went through their process. And I think that definitely helped a lot, because I had no idea. I'm still learning. I still don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, that's definitely the way to go. And yeah, he helped me a ton out, and just kind of the biggest thing too is just the community of like nonprofit community and things like that. It's definitely similar within the children's hospitals and the sports. They all kind of want to help each other out and kind of recommend kids, and everyone kind of has their niche kind of thing. So like you definitely have, like mine is sports, and like if someone came across someone who's a big sports fan, hey, can you help this kid out? I know other people, like he goes to the amusement parks, things like that. Like they love Disney. Let's do that. Let's do this. Like, so they're definitely help out. And that's a big thing that I learned too, is like growing your community of not only the kids and the players, but also the other philanthropies and nonprofits to kind of lean on when you need help. So.
Yeah,
for sure. And you actually partnered up with another nonprofit out in San Diego, yeah?
Yeah. So I was lucky enough the past about 4 months ago, I was approached by the Mitchell Thorpe Foundation, and they want to take me on full time and kind of collaborate and merge together. So now I work with them, and they're a great kind of fit with us because they help underprivileged families and they help pay for medical bills and rent and utilities, and they do like physical therapy costs and van conversions. So they're more on the financial side of things, and then I got to bring in these like experiences, in person kind of experiences. So we're kind of hitting them from two different sides there, and it's been cool. So,
That's really
yeah, it's
cool.
definitely grown, and having their backing and supports help it snowball too. Yeah.
Love it. I love it. It's just so cool to see how far you've come over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Coincidentally enough, when we were sending you the invite for this pod,
Mhm.
I was looking for email and I couldn't find it for some reason.
Yeah.
So I typed your name into my email,
Mhm.
and his like first email ever came up.
It's probably
that he
like
sent
2 or
me.
3
Yeah,
years
he's
ago.
like,
Yes.
Hi,
I love
Brody.
it.
My name is Jack. He did this whole pitch, you know.
And I was
Nice.
doing it as like a side thing, so I had a job at the
Yes.
moment. So like I hit him up. He's like, "Yeah, I can meet at this time." So I just like pretended to take a phone call, like I was like calling my parents or something. Like went out the back and like
Yeah,
took
he's like,
a
I have
FaceTime
lunch.
call with
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So that was definitely at the beginning days. So yeah, it's been cool.
And I want to tell a story too that now I didn't even think about this when we were
Yeah.
coming onto this pod, but we got to tell it just because you've grown so much now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll never forget the first time I met him in person. Do you remember that? We were collaborating on the Ducks
was
game.
with you?
I think was he there or was he at the second one?
No, he was at the Ducks game when I was just stressing the whole time.
That was the
Yes,
first time you
yes.
guys met?
That was the first time.
Oh,
So
I thought you guys met
so
before that.
we had a
Oh.
family we both mutually helped,
Yeah.
and this family was over at my
Stressing about
house, and we were
tickets.
Yeah.
we were no, dude, check it out. This guy hits me up saying, he's like, yo, we should collaborate. And again, he's like this kid, I don't know him, but he's a personal recommendation or referral, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, for sure, let's collab. How do you want to do this? He's like, all right, I'll take care of like the tickets. We can go halves on the jerseys. And I was like, cool, I'll pay for all the alcohol and the food for all the parents and the food for the kids. He's like, all right, cool, that sounds good. And then, so we're all drinking at my apartment, and then this kid like shows up at my place because he came from San Diego. You're staying at a hotel or something, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
So-
can I
so the
come
hotel,
through? I was like, yeah, come through. So I start smashing like White Claws, and I was like, all right, this kid's cool, you know? So we're like drinking, we're having a good time. And then we get to the stadium and we meet with like 10 families. So we're like, what, 30 people deep?
We were
30,
there was a
40.
lot of bodies there.
A lot of people. And then Jack's like, yeah, I got it all covered and stuff. And then we like go in and he takes us to the glass, and we have all these like
Oh,
seats
yeah.
right there in the first row. I'm like, damn, this kid really pulled it off. That's dope, dude. So I'm like, props. He really
Yes.
can make it happen. So
Somebody threw a puck
so yeah,
over,
threw a
right?
puck over. Kids are getting all the content. We're
They
just
went
like
in
having.
the penalty box.
Yeah,
I don't
we were in the
know
penalty. I was
if
like,
they were
bro,
allowed in there,
this
but
guy's
they
really
were.
connected. I had
Yeah.
no idea Jack had it like this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, this couple comes down. Yo, you're in my seats. They're like, oh, no, I'm with Jack. Like, and then yo, those are my seats.
Yeah, no.
Bro, Jack didn't have any of those seats.
No, none of
And
those
now-
on the glass.
And that's why he wanted us to get there so early, because he knew there was gonna be nobody
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Smart.
I'm like, get there early, and like the guys know you're coming, so they'll throw stuff at you. We had so many people, and this was so early on. I had
Dude.
like nothing, and there was
And then-
like we literally had 30 people. We had so many
So many
bodies.
people, and then 30 minutes before the game, it's getting packed. Now security's getting involved. Like,
And then
yo,
it
who
got-
are you guys? And I'm like, I'm still like confident, probably a little lit too. I'm like, I'm with Jack. Like, they're like, bro, no, you guys got to go. And this, go ahead.
And then it got worse.
It gets worse, dude.
Because-
He takes us up, so I'm like, all right, maybe his seats are like mid-level.
Well,
Bro,
we had some tickets that were like I was like me and Brody and like the kids, like we have like pretty good seats in the lower bowl, but like we had like 30 to 40 people, like a
because
ton
parents
of people.
were coming,
And then we had like parents, siblings, everyone. And then like all these people, and we're like, all right, I have like 15 seats that are like really good, that like me and Brody and like maybe one parent, like all the kids or whatever. And then the parents are like, no, it's better if we all sit together. And I'm like, oh, that's not what the plan was.
so that's how it happened.
Then we go to the
So then he
boonies.
goes, dude, I didn't even know the stadium goes
Dude,
up this high, bro.
we were
You can't
so
even
high up
see.
there.
Like, and so
Yeah.
we all crowd in there. Yo, those are my seats.
Yeah.
Those weren't even our
Because
seats.
those weren't even, we had
Bro,
another 15
oh.
up there, and then it was a disaster.
And at this point, I'm like, yo, is this guy like, this guy's got issues? I was like so mad. And
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I don't even know if I told you this, dude. I was like kind of upset because like my rep's on the line too, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this guy's like, and then Katie's like, you remember when you first started? You did shit like this
I
all
had
the
no
time.
idea.
I was
that
like,
was my first like big group.
oh.
Usually I had like one person, like one family, and this is like, all right, I'll try and blow it out and do like a bunch of people, and like it was just going downhill. Yeah,
but check it out though. Check it out.
Yeah.
So she tells me
We
that, and I
scrambled.
was like, "You're right. Like he's doing his best. He's just trying to do it." And some way, somehow, second half, he gets us in the VIP Jack Daniel, all the families. We're all in the
it
box.
works out.
Yeah,
we
the
finessed
suite.
yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but it's like
I was stressed and I'm like emailing everyone I was in contact with. I'm like, hey, I need better seats. I'm like,
so we went from the box,
Yeah.
we went from the box to the nosebleed to the suite, dude.
Yeah.
And it was like that
so
moment, I was like,
happy.
yo, this kid could do it. He could do it.
I think I
He makes-
remember looking at him, and he was just like on his phone.
And even
all
then, like
stressed
some
out.
lady handed me an envelope with like another 15 tickets because she thought I was still sitting down there. And I'm like, oh, I need like 30 now. And she handed me that, and I like go down and like I talked with the person, the security guy letting us in, and talked to his boss. And he's like, I got you, and brought all of us in. I was like, thank God it worked out. And the kids had a blast. And then the mascot came and hung out. They loved that.
And we went back.
It was
locker
good.
room afterwards.
Yeah. So it ended up working out well, but it was a stressful beginning. Yeah, for sure. But
But a lot of
now
people
we've grown.
don't see that. Don't
Yeah.
see all the
Exactly
struggles.
what you had to do to make it happen.
Yeah.
And they'll see the picture of the puck and the kids with the puck and think it was easy.
Yeah, at the beginning it was a big game of telephone. I'd text one person, I'd text another to do this. But now I've built the relationships through the past couple of years that I can email or
It's not
text
like
the
that
main
anymore.
person in charge, and we're all set up pretty easily. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a cool thing too. The more you do, the more you kind of have it set in. You're like, all right, now I have this school, this team on board, this college team, this pro team. And so now it's kind of set that we have that foundation, and now I can just text them whenever I need to and figure something out. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a good place to grow to.
Yeah. And the other reason I told that story too is obviously it's funny, but it was more so to show that like, yo, you have it. You have what it takes. Cause I feel like a lot of people like be like, fuck this. And like, you know, like, sorry.
I think you guys are similar.
Like, yeah. Like
get it done.
I was like, yo, this kid really wants it and he knows how to figure things out. It's going to be a little crazy sometimes, but again, we ended up in better
Definitely
seats
gotta
than
adapt.
what he
Yeah.
told us we were going to get.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it worked out the second half.
Yeah,
But
second half. Second half, yeah. Yeah, but those are cool too. Like that's kind of what I wanted to start, because a lot of those things were kind of one-off things that I bring one family and it was awesome, but like there's a bunch of other kids and friends that they were in the hospital with and people they know now and things that they're part of these groups and stuff. And so I wanted to kind of embed that now that we have larger parties going to these things. So a lot of the events we have now have 3 to 5 kids, and because the kids enjoy hanging out with one another, like each other.
Yeah.
The parents like to lean on each other because they're going through the same things. The siblings have the same things. They kind of get to relate to these situations that other kids or families don't get to go to. So now we're doing a lot bigger groups and kind of more event type things rather than a one and done situation. Kind of have that now. So yeah.
a community.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome. And you were saying tomorrow or this weekend, San Diego, and you have something in New York.
Yeah. So
Chicago.
now, it's a big women's soccer time in baseball. Now that all the other sports are done. So yeah, tomorrow we're bringing 5 families to a San Diego Wave practice. We'll there watch practice and then meet all the players afterwards, get some signed jerseys, take pictures, get autographs, and then the day after we'll go to the game. And then we have the same thing going on in New York and Chicago the next week. So definitely ramping up, a lot more kids.
Nice.
But it's been good. But yeah, I found too, kind of going to those practices beforehand, it's a lot more one-on-one time with the players and hang out, and they get a cooler experience in that sense than this kind of stressful game day thing where it's awesome doing these game day activities, but it's also they get to hang out with the players for like 10 seconds, or like a minute after the game. But at practice, they're like actually immersed in what they do and have some more one-on-one time and build these relationships that they kind of have lingering on for the rest of their lives. So yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. And there's one kid that you helped that you're still connected with that you just did something really cool with, right?
Yeah. So the first kid I actually helped out in Colorado Springs, his name is Cooper. And we hopped on a Zoom call with him, and he kind of had this love for hockey and the Avalanche. And so we really connected with him. We had 5 of my teammates on there, and we were hanging out, just asking him questions, playing little games over Zoom. And then we ended up sending him a signed stick, and then we got him out to one of our games. And then we also sent him to the Colorado Avalanche. So he was a huge fan of that. We sent him to a game there. He was able to get some signed merch from some of the players and things like that. So now that I merged with the Mitchell Thorpe Foundation, I'm trying to figure out other ways to utilize my time and kind of spread what our journey is and people's stories. And so, we wrote a book. I wrote a book based off him and kind of his story, and then his time at the Avalanche game and meeting some of the players and how that kind of influences life. And it ends up with him winning the Stanley Cup and helping them out. And yeah, it was cool to see because we base it, a lot off kind of himself here. I don't know if you guys see, but yeah, we kind of base it off Cooper and winning. And there's a lot of like instances in this that are like real life. He has his canine companion here, Velocity, and like that looks like him. And then we have scenes of him like in the hallway of the hospital, playing with like his friends. Like this is like a real picture that his mom sent me, that like he's in the hallway of the hospital playing hockey. And at the end of the book, we just kind of share like real life instances and share kind of his story and his pictures, and him doing triumph events, and him kind of with the Stanley Cup, with Velocity, him at the hospital, him at the Avalanche, kind of science stuff. So yeah, it was definitely cool, and it's came out very well. There's a lot of support for other families who are going through similar things, and his friends, his kind of just knowing his story, it's been cool, and it kind of hopefully it'll help out a lot of other kids that are going through similar situations. And then we also have the coloring book version too, and this is kind of made just for like the kids at the hospital and things like that need to spend some time. A lot of the kids color and kind of do things like that. So we have a color book version, and they also have like crossword puzzles and kind of different prompts and things like that to kind of keep them going and just give them something to do.
That's so cool.
Throughout the game.
Really
So
cool.
I haven't seen the coloring book.
yeah, so that was kind of a cool little side off that we did, that we figured a lot of the kids, a lot of the things we get when they're younger kids is like coloring stuff and coloring books and things like
Right.
that. So that kind of gives them something to do and kind of helps
Relate
them
to.
out. Yeah. So we have like little activities in there, and so yeah, we can get the coloring book and in the book itself. So yeah, we kind of package those together and hand them out to the kids at the hospital.
So has Cooper seen this?
Cooper's seen it. Cooper's super pumped about it. I think it was kind of cool seeing. I mean, I've never seen myself like on a book, but like
Yeah.
this is like a real thing. Like people
Yeah.
are buying them. Like we've sold a bunch of them. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and everything. And like he's seeing this come in, and like he's reading it throughout. And he's like, "This is pretty cool." And like being able to see like his mom sent him a video of like him like next to Velocity, like reading it. I'm like, this is kind of cool that like he's seeing like his life like in a actual thing that's like made,
Mhm.
and like people are reading throughout the world. Like people are buying them in Canada, the US, like all over. And I think it is pretty cool for him to see. So yeah, it's special. But
That's awesome.
yeah, so
That's huge.
yeah.
And the book's doing well, you said.
Yeah.
Isn't it in like the top something?
It was doing very well. Yeah, coming out right off the gate. So we had a lot of good reviews, a lot of good sales right off the bat. So yeah, hopefully keep that going. I'm going to visit him in July, and we're gonna go to the hospital where he was treated at and read the book to all the kids and hand out the coloring books. And the next day we'll do like a book signing at like the local hockey rink that him and his sister are at, and just kind of sign some books for his friends and family and anyone who wants to come by. So
That's
yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, I think
That's
it'll
so
be,
cool,
I think it'll
man.
be super special.
I love that. I love that. Cooper's a kid that likes sriracha, right?
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. I
yeah.
saw this video. I was like, this kid is so cool. dude.
Yeah,
He
it's
loves
so
his
funny.
sriracha.
Yeah, he loves it. He does like a couple of dabs of like sriracha, and it's like mac and cheese.
On
and he just
everything,
loves
dude.
It. Yeah. He does like sriracha reviews on different foods. Yeah. So he's definitely he's a cool kid to hang out with. I always try and see him, even if it's not just like for an event. If I'm going snowboarding out in Denver, I'll stop by and we go to like the arcade or something and hang out. So yeah,
That's
he's
sick,
definitely
dude.
definitely keep in touch. And yeah, I'm glad that we're able to kind of share what he does and what the charity does and kind of expand it. Hopefully it helps the kids out.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So what's next for you? Obviously, you just did this merger. You just did this
Yeah.
book.
I think just growth is the biggest thing. Just building brand awareness, helping as many kids as we can. I'm gonna try and do more kind of bigger events around kind of childhood cancer and things like that, especially around September. To kind of do like different sort of parties and get a lot of the families together and hang out in that sense. So a lot more kind of bigger group collaborative events. But yeah, just growth, I think. So we're obviously super new. It's only been like 2 years, but the more people that know about it, the more people recommend kids, players reach out, people help spend money and help give them to these kids. So yeah, that's big. Just the more it's out there, the better it is. Yeah.
I love it. And as you keep growing this, you're so all in on this, which is
Mhm.
awesome to see.
Yeah.
What do you do for yourself, like for fun?
For fun, a lot of things living in San Diego is pretty good. So going out on the weekends, but yeah, going to the beach, the pool, hanging out. And I mean, these are fun too because I get to go to these games and
Yeah.
have these experiences too. So I get a couple extra tickets, bring some of my friends, and we get to hang out and go on the field and go to these events that we grew up going to or watching on TV. So those are always fun. But yeah, to go on living in San Diego is pretty nice. So there's a lot of activities to do there, a lot of bay, a lot of beach, pool days. So yeah, a lot of things to do. So I'm lucky I get to live here year round.
Yeah, and you're from here too, so
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So family's not too far away. I live like 45 minutes away, so I get to see them a good amount. So yeah, it's been good.
Love it, man. Love it.
So, are you single?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying no. I'm like
This-
talking.
this-
I'm not officially. Yeah, I don't.
Man,
officially
we were
have
about to
a
get hella
girlfriend.
views, but
I don't
nobody's gonna
officially
subscribe
have a
now.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Bro.
But I actually, I met this girl at the LA Kings event, so that's nice,
nice.
actually. Yeah. So we went to LA Kings event, and she worked for like the community outreach team. So we were able to
Attaboy.
hang out with her, and we've been hanging out a little bit. So
Nice.
not-
Sorry for
technically
asking that.
So
not.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
We were about to get you a bunch of new
Yeah,
followers,
yeah.
but no new
Yeah,
followers
sure,
for
yeah,
Jack.
yeah. We can
But,
cut that.
So you met her through doing the work you do.
Mhm.
Before that, though, were you on the dating apps?
Yes.
Me and Nick are so not interested, but like curious about how this works. We haven't been on
Yeah.
dating
I
apps
never
in a.
used it.
Yeah, actually, you actually never used dating
No.
apps.
Yeah, I was.
So-
I was on Hinge.
It seems to be the new one.
It was, yeah, nothing successful really came out of it. A lot of like 1, 2, 3 date things, but yeah, it's a lot better meeting people organically. But
person.
like, yeah, it's a lot easier. But again, like it's kind of tough doing that too, especially in San Diego. There's a lot of good looking people out there. So
Yeah.
a lot of competition.
Yeah, a lot of cops out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, the apps aren't
No.
ideal, I don't think. But maybe they could work.
Yeah, because you never met anybody on an app, huh?
No.
Katie was my first ever person I met in real life on an app.
Apps are crazy. It's like,
Well, now I hear that it's just nuts because it's just like churn and burn, right? You just go.
yeah, it's a lot. And like, I pick these girls up and hang out for the night or the day or whatever. And like, I don't like, I look like what I do, and like, yeah, like I'm all like real and stuff. But like, this is kind of a sketchy situation for like a lot of people. I feel like that's kind of a crazy like thing to think about. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very active. A lot of kids my age are on them and stuff. So
I think like a cousin of my wife, they were saying on apps now you can't like meet at your house. You got to meet at a park, a public place, because you don't want to meet at your house
it
because
makes
the person
sense.
might
Yeah. Yeah,
come back
there's-
to your house.
and,
I'm like, damn,
yeah.
that's a lot to think about. I just want to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are out of it, so you're good.
Yeah, we're
I think it's
safe.
only gonna get worse. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
I
That's
don't
what
see it
hear.
getting better. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's everything's through your phone now. I don't even know if anyone even meets in person. It might just go straight to FaceTime. I have no
Seriously.
idea. But yeah, so definitely organic is the better way. But I was
Yeah.
on it for a little stint for sure.
Yeah, but
Dude.
you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, dude. We're happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So
Awesome.
your girlfriend might not be your girlfriend yet, but she works for the Kings as a community outreach.
Yeah, so that's usually the route we go now, which I found is the best. Because at first I was going directly to the players that I knew, and I mean they're busy. They can only do so
Yeah.
much. Like they're in season, so I'd reach out to them, and then they'd get me in touch with someone, or they'd give me tickets to a game for a family, and then they'd be like, I'll be at Concourse B after the game. And like the last time I talked to him was the day before the game, and I'm telling this family that like I've never met either, that like they have to meet this player at this spot after the game. I'm like, I don't know if they remember. I don't know
Yeah.
how this is going to work, but it always ended up working out as fantastic. But I found going through these like community outreach PR people is definitely the easiest route to go, because
They
they
help
kind
you
of,
set it
they're
up.
able to do a little more too. Like the players, they can get you tickets and meet with them, but sometimes we can get them on the Zamboni in a hockey game, on the field for a football game. We can be on the bench for warm-ups. So there's a lot more variety that they can do to help set up. So that's definitely the route. That's the easiest that I've found now. And again, that was the live and the learn thing.
Yeah.
Took a little bit to figure that one out, but now that you have it, it's a little bit better.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, so when can we go to a Kings game?
But yeah, when they start out, we got that. We can go to Kings game.
Yeah, now I got
Yeah.
the Kings
Yeah.
plug.
Now,
All right.
now we got the plug
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Sweets only. Yeah.
Yeah, sweets only this time. Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
But sick, dude. Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate you. Proud of you for all the good work, man. This
Thank you.
is sick. Everybody, be sure to order your Super Cooper Wins the Stanley Cup book.
Yep, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble right now. We have paperback and hardcover. We also have the coloring book on Amazon. And we also have a link that we can share that anything you purchase, it's a wish list and goes directly to the kids at the hospital. So if you don't want one for yourself, you don't have kids, you're actually a good reader, unlike me. You can buy a book for a kid at the hospital and it goes directly to them. So that's a cool thing that we did as well. So
love that.
Yep.
We'll link that in the description.
Yep.
And where else can people just find more about you, what you're doing?
Yeah, so you can find us. Our website's triumphtogether.net. And then our Instagram's kind of our biggest platform to share all the stories and share what we're doing. So that's triumph_together_. So you can find us there and kind of follow along, see what we're doing. And yeah, please feel free to reach out if you want to get involved or know any kids or any players or any companies that want to get involved. Just reach out to us.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for
yeah,
having us.
of
Appreciate
course,
it.
man.
Yeah.
If you like what you heard, be sure to follow Jack and Triumph and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and
Smash the bell.
until next time, spread good, baby.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.